My name is Robert Steele. I am the son of an oil man. I lived overseas all of my life. I was very fortunate in both having several graduate degrees and being a Marine Corps infantry officer, Marine Corps intelligence officer, and then a clandestine intelligence case officer. I've programmed imagery satellites. I've helped steal signals code books. I've stood up our nation's newest, well, until the counterterrorism thing, our nation's newest National Intelligence Analysis Center, the Marine Corps Intelligence Command. I've done counterintelligence. I'm basically intimately familiar with the way in which the U.S. government does or does not do the craft of intelligence. And I will tell you, secret intelligence is costing the U.S. taxpayer $60 billion a year. And for that, we're getting very bad intelligence. We're getting less than 10% of what we need to know. And I have, for the last 18 years, been trying to heal secret intelligence by introducing governments around the world to the concept of open source intelligence. Over 40 governments have understood this. The United States government continues to refuse to do this because open source intelligence, while it might be more useful and in the public interest, is not as profitable for the Beltway bandits who like to have secret programs that are not accountable and not transparent. Today, I am changing my emphasis, and I am now creating the Earth Intelligence Network. And this will be a bottom-up network powered by people, mostly volunteers, who agree to share information in a structured way about any and all topics. I think we can have a peaceful, nonviolent, legal revolution. The one vulnerability that both corporations and the U.S. government have is the power of the people to vote, not only on election day, but with recall movements and by removing their money from the stock market, which I expect to crash again, and from refusing to buy products. Walmart is now known to be killing jobs for 200 miles around any Walmart store. The people are starting to realize this. The people are starting to realize that we need to legalize marijuana, for example. We need to focus on education and treatment, for example. We should not be imprisoning more people in the United States of America than the Soviets have in their prisons. I used to think that wars were caused by accidents and emotions and ethnic hatred and so forth. But as my reading has progressed, I've started to realize that wars are in fact a racket. General Smedley Butler of the United States Marine Corps, one of our most decorated Marines, actually has a book out by this title, War is a Racket. And General Butler is on record as saying that basically the Marine Corps has been used as an enforcer for U.S. corporations. Well, behind the U.S. corporations are the banks. And behind the banks are a few wealthy banking families, including the Rothschilds in Europe and the Rockefellers in the United States. And it turns out that wars and drugs and genocide and all these other things, including uncontrolled infectious disease, are a form of eugenics. They are harvesting profit from people that they think deserve to die. And if they can make a profit while these people die, that's good. If they can make a profit by redlining districts that fall down into drug decay and crime, they can then pick that real estate up for nothing and explode it in a very financially profitable way. So I have realized, and I was very impressed by Jim Marr's book, Rule by Secrecy, and that was the one that really got me thinking about the degree to which the American public needs to free itself from the banks. I think we need to close down the Federal Reserve. We need to print our own money, which is backed by the good faith and will of the American people, rather than borrow money from the banks, particularly when the borrowing is arranged at very bad rates and it's arranged at the expense of the taxpayer and for the benefit of this few.